What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Jerry Moras, back with another one. Now let me ask you something. When you think of Canada, what comes to mind? Maple syrup? Hockey? Drake? Yeah, all that's true. But there's a massive game-changing shift happening right under our noses, and honestly, it's one of the most exciting things I've seen in my lifetime. Over the last 10-15 years, Indian immigrants have been quietly and not so quietly rewriting the DNA of our cities. This isn't just about adding a few more butter chicken spots to the food court, fam. We're talking a fundamental transformation, from the family-run corner store that knows your name to the voices shaping policy in our city council chambers. This is deep. This change is everywhere, woven into the very fabric of our communities. It's in the vibrant colors of a Diwali festival, lighting up a city square that was once just grey. It's in the booming tech startups being launched by brilliant minds from Bangalore and Hyderabad. It's in the political landscape, where new leaders are stepping up, bringing fresh perspectives and representing communities that have been here for decades, but are only now truly finding their voice on a national stage. This isn't a headline you see every day, but it's a reality we're all living. So, the big question is, what does this all mean? What does this fusion of culture, ambition, and community spirit mean for Canada's identity, our economy, and our collective future? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going on a cross-country tour to explore 5 cities that are at the epicenter of this incredible transformation. We're not just looking at stats and figures. We're looking at the stories, the hustle, the ambition, the resilience, and the powerful sense of community that is fueling this change. From the heart of Ontario to the shores of the East Coast, we're going to see how these cities have become living proof of the modern Canadian dream, redefined by its newest architects. So buckle up, because this is the story of the Canada you see today and the Canada of tomorrow. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, we gotta talk about the one and only Brampton, Ontario. Real talk, if you haven't been to Brampton lately, you haven't been to Brampton at all. This place used to be known as just another suburb of Toronto, you know? A place you drive through, a place with cookie-cutter houses. But today, forget about it. Brampton is a powerhouse. It's a city pulsating with a life force that is unapologetically, vibrantly, and beautifully Punjabi. The air here is different. It's filled with the smell of fresh jalebis, the sound of Bhangra beats bumping from a car, and the energy of a community that has built something truly special from the ground up. The transformation is staggering. You drive down Queen Street or Main Street, and it's not just a handful of Indian shops anymore. It's plaza after plaza of incredible restaurants, fashion boutiques that could rival anything in Delhi, massive grocery stores, and bustling banquet halls that are booked solid every weekend. This isn't just about culture being present, it's about culture driving the entire economy. The entrepreneurial spirit here is on another level. People came here with a dream and didn't just find a job. They created jobs, they built businesses, they invested in real estate, and they turned this suburb into a destination. They made it home, and in doing so, they gave it a brand new identity. When you look at Brampton, you realize it's a blueprint for what's happening across the country. It's a city that has completely reinvented itself, drawing strength from its immigrant population. It's a place where you can see the future of multiculturalism in action, not as a policy on a piece of paper, but as a living, breathing reality. And that's why I have to say it, and it's the honest-to-God truth. Brampton is no longer just a suburb. It's a city with its own global rhythm. I'm part Toronto, part Punjab. It's a vibe, and it's a powerful one. Now, let's jet across the country to the west coast to Surrey, British Columbia. If Brampton is the cultural and economic heart, Surrey is where you see that power taking its next logical step into the halls of influence. For years, Surrey has been home to one of Canada's largest and most established South Asian communities. The roots here are deep, stretching back generations. But what we're seeing now is the evolution of that presence. It's no longer just about preserving tradition. It's about leveraging that tradition and community strength to shape the city's future, politically and socially. You can't talk about Surrey without talking about the Vaisakhi parade. This isn't just a parade, people. It is one of the largest Vaisakhi celebrations outside of India, drawing hundreds of thousands of people every single year. It's a massive, beautiful and powerful display of community, faith and pride. But look closer. Who is walking in that parade? Along with families and community leaders, you see every major political figure, from the Prime Minister to local councillors. Why? Because they know that the road to winning in Surrey, and frankly in BC, runs straight through the heart of the South Asian community. This is grassroots power flexing its muscle on a grand scale. This is where culture becomes currency, and community becomes a constituency that cannot be ignored. The influence is visible everywhere, from the architecture of the new gurdwaras and community centres, which are incredible community hubs, to the sheer number of South Asian names on business signs, real estate billboards, and, most importantly, on election ballots. It's a city where a new generation is rising, a generation that is deeply connected to its heritage but is also fully engaged in the Canadian civic process. They are building a legacy. As someone once told me, and it stuck, it's not just about culture. Surrey is where tradition meets influence. Alright, let's head to the prairies, to a city known for its stampede, oil, and mountains, Calgary, Alberta. You might not think of it as a hub for Indian immigration, but you would be seriously mistaken. For the last decade, Calgary has become a magnet for a different kind of Indian dream. This isn't just about starting a new life, it's about building a high-flying career. The city's booming engineering, energy, and tech sectors have attracted some of the best and brightest minds from India, and their impact is reshaping the professional landscape of the entire province. This is the story of ambition meeting opportunity. Walk through the downtown core, through the +15 walkways connecting the gleaming office towers, and you'll see it. The workforce is incredibly diverse, with a significant and growing number of professionals from India leading teams, launching startups, and driving innovation. They came for the jobs, but they stayed and built communities. You see this explosion in the suburbs, where new neighborhoods are flourishing, filled with young families who are putting down deep roots. And with them comes culture. The growth of South Asian festivals like Diwali and Holi celebrations in Calgary has been explosive, bringing new energy and color to the city's social calendar. This is a different flavor of transformation. It's less about recreating a specific region of India and more about creating a new hybrid identity, one that is both professionally driven and culturally rich. It's about building wealth, buying homes, and investing back into the city, not just financially but culturally. It's a story of upward mobility and integration on a massive scale, proving that the immigrant journey is not a monolith. In Calgary, the narrative is one of professional achievement and building a legacy. That's why the perfect way to put it is, in Calgary, the immigrant dream isn't survival. It's prosperity with purpose. Okay, now we're going to a city that might surprise a lot of you. Winnipeg, Manitoba. For a long time, Winnipeg flew under the radar. It was seen as a quiet, steady prairie city, but a quiet boom has been happening. A demographic and economic shift powered in large part by Indian immigrants, particularly from the Punjabi community. This wasn't a sudden explosion. It was a slow, steady build that has now reached a critical mass, fundamentally changing the character and the future of the city. Winnipeg is the underdog story of this transformation, and it's incredible to watch. The change is most visible in the city's economy and its neighborhoods. Entire commercial strips that were once quiet are now vibrant hubs of activity, lined with Indian grocery stores, restaurants, and clothing shops. The trucking and transportation industry, a cornerstone of Manitoba's economy, has seen a massive influx of Indian entrepreneurs and drivers, revitalizing the sector. And it's not just business. The community has built beautiful gurdwaras and temples that serve as vital centers for social and spiritual life, offering a sense of home and belonging to thousands of newcomers. What's really fascinating about Winnipeg is how essential this new community has become to the city's stability and growth. In a province focused on attracting and retaining people, Indian immigrants have answered the call, filling crucial jobs, starting families, and investing in a future in Manitoba when others were leaving. They've become a foundational part of the city's social and economic fabric, quietly strengthening it from the inside out. It's a testament to the community's resilience and the city's welcoming spirit. That's why the line that perfectly captures this is, Winnipeg didn't see it coming, but now Indian immigrants are helping hold up the city's backbone. For our final stop, we're heading all the way to the East Coast, to the historic port city of Halifax, Nova Scotia. For centuries, Halifax's identity was tied to its deep European and maritime roots. Its gaze was fixed across the Atlantic, towards Britain and Europe. But in the last few years, a new story has begun to unfold. The city is experiencing a fresh wave of immigration, and this time the tide is bringing a growing number of students and professionals from India. This is the newest chapter in our story, a transformation that is just beginning to blossom but is already changing the face of Atlantic Canada. The change is most palpable around the city's universities, like Dalhousie and St. Mary's. The campuses are buzzing with the energy of thousands of Indian students who are not only pursuing education, but are also choosing to stay, work, and build lives here through programs like the Atlantic Immigration Pilot. This influx of young, ambitious talent is injecting new life into the local economy and its demographic profile. You're seeing it in the rise of new restaurants serving authentic Indian cuisine, the growing demand for international groceries, and the spontaneous cricket games popping up in city parks on a summer evening. This is a gentle but profound pivot for a city like Halifax. It's a city learning a new language of culture, a new rhythm of life. The conversations are changing, the perspectives are broadening, and the city's future is being co-authored by these new arrivals. It represents a significant shift in how and where Canada is growing. The Atlantic provinces are no longer just looking to their past. They are looking to a global future, with new partners and new communities leading the way. And that's why this quote feels so right for this moment in Halifax's history. This city once looked to Europe, now it's quietly finding partners in South Asia. So there you have it. 5 cities, 5 unique stories, but one powerful, undeniable theme. The incredible, transformative impact of Indian immigrants on the Canada of today. From the cultural heartbeat of Brampton to the political corridors of Surrey, from the professional heights of Calgary to the quiet strength of Winnipeg and the new dawn in Halifax, we've seen how ambition, resilience, and community have not just added to our cities, but have actively reshaped them. This journey shows that immigration isn't just a policy, it's a living, breathing force that builds nations. It's about people putting down roots, contributing their talents, and investing their dreams into the soil of a new home. But let's be crystal clear about something. This story of transformation is not about replacing what was there before. It's not about one culture overwriting another. This is about co-authoring a new chapter together. It's about the beautiful, complex, and sometimes messy process of weaving new threads into the Canadian fabric, making it stronger, more vibrant, and infinitely more interesting. The identities of these cities haven't been lost, they've been expanded, they've become richer, because at the end of the day, that's what true growth is. As I always say, change doesn't erase identity, it rewrites it, together. Now I want to hear from you. This is a conversation, not a lecture. Which city do you think has changed the most? Do you see this happening in your own town? Share your thoughts in the comments below, or better yet, tell us your own story. Your perspective is what makes this community so powerful. And if you want to keep exploring the real stories behind real estate, immigration, and the ever-evolving face of Canada, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.